Chris Gotti, what's good?
Vlad, what's going on? Long time.
Long time. Well, tell me about the new venture, Adventures.
Wow. Adventures. It's a digital distribution platform that I came up with where I put a list of services inside of it for every artist. It doesn't matter if you're established or a new artist. It's really catered for new artists though.
Okay.
So they could actually own, operate, and monetize their business.
Okay. So give me an example of one of the new artists that you're working with.
Boogie Bird.
Boogie Bird.
What do you want to know from him? He's a DC artist. He's a new artist. I have hundreds of artists signed already.
Okay. So you actually are a signing artist.
Yeah, well, when you say sign them, they're signing to use the platform.
Okay.
So they're on Adventures, yes.
Okay.
So Boogie Bird is one of the first artists that signed. That's why I use him as an example.
Okay.
He's from DC. Came to me. He didn't have much followers or anything like that. Under 1,000 followers. With very minimal amount of money. We've got him from shows. We got him exposure. He has now over, I believe, 12 to 14,000 followers. So his numbers is growing at a very rapid rate. We distributed his records, just a couple singles, and he's also charted now on the Billboard charts.
Really?
Yeah, with less than, let's say, $2,000 spent. So for me, I know what that is worth, and it's incredible. So it's like just to get the word out to the world that it's possible. It all starts with music. It doesn't start from anything else. I'm not a magician. So without music, without quality music, what do you have? You have to have music. I try to explain this to every artist, that it's look in the mirror first.
Okay.
My job is to get an artist seen and heard, and that's what I do.
So do you A&R the people that come through the door at all?
I do not.
Okay.
That's like taboo.
Okay, but I'm saying like how do you decide? You say it starts with music.
Yes.
So if a person comes in and they have their body of music at this point, and you're just like, this is awful. This is just.
I actually have no judgment. It's artistic, right? Every art form has their own right to an opinion of how great or less it is. It's art. It's music. It's all art. It's an art form. So I don't want to take a stance on, oh, this is terrible, or it's your music first and foremost. I don't own it. So if I don't own something, why am I making a judgment on it?
Okay.
It's your business. It's basically your business, and you run your business the way you choose fit. If you choose to put out a record that I don't deem is likely to win versus someone else's, that's none of my business. That's your business.
So describe the process that you go through with him from the moment he walks into the door to actually getting this song charted, like you said.
Well, first I want to just make sure that you remember this is not traditional. So if you remember it's not traditional, we could understand. Whenever I talk to someone about it, it's very hard to think outside the box. I'm thinking completely outside the box. To me, this is the new business model for all music artists, not just independent artists. This will be every artist using this platform, a version of this platform, to actually do their music business.
Okay.
Record labels, to me, will be non-existent in 3-5 years, maybe.
Okay.
Their numbers are dropping drastically. They don't break new artists. As long as they don't break a new artist, they're not a record label to me. Okay? They only pick up existing hot acts.
Okay.
So once you get hot, they come and pick you up.
Right.
That's not a record label to me. A record label to me, from my era, was more about
artist development,
creating that sound with that artist, marketing it to know where to take it to in the space to get that artist in that space to become successful. Okay. They don't do that today. They wait for the artist to be successful. Right. Then they say, we have a few dollars for you, and we'll take you, wrap you up, we'll own your music. That that intellectual property, we'll take it and own it and give you a 360 and we'll go from there.
And a lot of times
I could do that same deal with a hedge fund guy.
With a hedge fund.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
It's all relative.
Just moving
just moving money.
Moving money around.
That's all it is.
Because the one thing, I spent a few years at Universal Records at SRC.
Right.
And the one thing that at the time that I was there, and it was exactly what you were talking about. It was, okay, here's a dude who's buzzing on YouTube or is buzzing on SoundCloud or has some sort of viral something.
Sure.
We're gonna come in, sign him, But what the record labels did have at the time, I'm not sure if it's exactly the same situation right now, because this was a couple of years ago, was that they essentially had people on their staff who had the radio in their pocket. They had the relationships with the program directors, so they're able to get your stuff onto radio rotation, which is something that was kind of hard to do on your own.
Okay, so that's another great thing that I love to talk about, because it's really not real, right? So yeah, they have radio. Yes, they do have great relationships. How come they're not doing well? If I own radio, if that's the way to go, why am I not doing well? I have the resources as a record label. I'm Universal or SRC. Steve was my guy, but he was dealing with Universal there.
Yep.
You got the resources. You have the radio relationships. You have everything. Now you find an artist with a good record. Why doesn't it work? How come you're not in business still? Why aren't you just continually printing money? That sounds like a very simple system, but the reality of music is it's not simplistic, and this is the biggest farce for all artists out there. They think it's easy, and they think, if I had money, I could make it. Yeah. No, it's a lot more than money. I would tell you probably over 90% of the artists in the game that's winning did it without money. They ended up getting to money because of the successful records they made and put out over consistency. Time, and it wasn't an overnight success. The overnight successes actually get out of the door pretty fast if they can't do it again.
Yeah.
Now, God could reach down and grab you, and you get a hot record, and it goes, and the world knows who you are. Mm-hmm. But that's all they do. They're not really your fan yet. They just like that record you made. You have to build to get that fan. You have to do it again and again and again. And one of the biggest things I tell every artist is, how did you find your favorite artist? Right? Mm. Don't remove yourself, but how did you find your favorite artist? And how did you do it? It wasn't one record, I guarantee it. And it was multiple records. Yeah. And when you finally said, man, I like that, I'm fucking with that artist, that's when it took place.
Sure. Okay,
that's when that artist had a fan. And you're no different now in this seat when you come in as an artist. So I got to educate. Okay. It's really education in what I got to do with Adventures. So 2016 is my awareness year. I'm out making everyone aware exactly what adventure music is, because this will be the new music business.
So back to Boogie Berg. Mm-hmm. He came in the door and he had one particular song that he wanted to go with.
So again, he's just like any artist. They get a little tentative. It's a new business. What is this? They know me. Mm-hmm. I got credibility, history. Right. What is it? They want to try it. Let's go. Try it. I tell everyone, go try something. Make a mistake. Learn something. Even if you don't stay with me. If you like it, don't like it, but you're going to learn something.
Okay.
So he came in, he tried it.
Well, when you say he tried it, was there any money changing hands at this point?
It cost $300 to sign up.
$300? Yeah. Not a lot.
Lifetime.
Lifetime?
Yeah.
Pennies.
Once you sign, $300. Once you sign up for $300, this is not every month, every year. This is one-time fee to sign up to get the access to all of my relationships that I basically put on the table for you to use, and pay for services. You pay for the services. Your business, I don't pay for your business. I don't own it. I don't pay for it. Okay. So I take a percentage from all the service providers that I put in place. 20% is basically what I do. And I negotiate. I vet out to make sure that they could do the services they offer. Okay. This is a service. That's one of the questions I was asking you before we got on the screen, right? If an artist wanted to be on Vlad, what would it cost? If there's a way to situate it, I could offer that service.
Well, that's a very good question, because
if it makes sense for you.
Well, because we actually don't take payments.
I know
from artists. Like you can't pay your way into the seat that you're sitting in right now. You have to earn your way in there.
Okay, so now I have things also that I can't charge you for, but I do for you for free on Adventures because of that exact reason. It's certain things that because of who I am, I get things for free. Mm-hmm. And when I get things for free, I don't charge you, but I want to see you working. I reward the workers. I don't reward the people that's waiting to hand out, get the handout. So if I see you working, I say maybe I could get you in a magazine or something like that. That's something I have the power to do.
Okay. So
through my relationships.
Okay. So he came in. What happened next?
Okay. So once you sign up, it's all on the website. So it's adventuresmusic.com, and they went onto the site. Remember, he's in DC, he's not next to me. He went on the site, he paid $300. He gets, once he gets the $300, once the money is put on the site, a welcome letter, everything that you need to know about your business, like this, your artwork, all the metadata that artists never deal with, because if they was on a real record label, someone else handled it. It's your label basically now. You have to handle it. So I send you all of the information you need so we could get it out in the right way, to market it out the right way, not just like a mixtape. Again, I want to say I'm anti-mixtape, but I'm not. I just want people to get used to, if they're doing it the right way, it's different from a mixtape business. This is not mixtape business.
Okay, so artwork.
Most of these artists today have this already because they're in the mixtape game. They make up their little flyers, posters, everything. So we just give them the banner size, the sizes. So when we go to iTunes and the Amazons, the Google Plays, the title, it goes and it conforms to all of their criteria when we have to upload to them.
Okay.
You understand? So the quality of the video that has to come to us in a movie format, the format, the music has, the sound quality, the sound, audio has to come. All of those little details have to come in, and we give you a list of everything.
The specs.
The specs for every part of that. The bio, you got to write your bio. People ask, why bio? Why do I need a bio? Well, man, you want people to know who the hell you are or not. It's like, understand everything in this letter is to help you. When we take your story, that record, and put it to iTunes, how many other people do you think is going to iTunes at the same time? You need to tell a story that is compelling so that they want to put you and market you. And I try to explain to them as if it was a clothing store. You walk into Macy's, the best clothing lines is in the front. Right. The ones that no one cares about,
it's way in the back.
Okay, it's no different except for, think of iTunes as a digital store. You walk in, you go onto their site, and it pops up, boom, and they're gonna have their best chances to sell product. They want to sell product. The chance for you to get that opportunity to sell product is because you gave me a compelling story. Okay. And then we push it in the right way.
So you gave Boogie Berg these outlines. Yeah. And he came in and did all the stuff that you asked him to do?
Absolutely. Okay. They uploaded everything. We got it out. It's a 4 to 8 week process. I tell everyone, give yourself a lead time. Unlike mixtape, most of these guys drop a mixtape. They make it today, they drop it tomorrow. Put it on the, Dat Piff or live mixtapes. And but I'm like, this isn't that if you're trying to really sell it. Mixtapes, they're giving it away. Yeah. I said, if I had a guy on the corner giving away a flyer, no one read it. Who cares? You got 50,000 downloads. Who knows what they really listen to or not? Right? That's the difference is what we're trying to get to. So what I'm creating, I have real live streams so I know someone listened to or a download, a sale. So they bought it. This is different. This is actual fans. So this is how you really get to judge where you are in life. And I try to explain to artists, they got to know their value. They want great things, but how do you expect to get it when you're a 2-cent artist? You got to get to those $1 million artist levels and you could get great things, and it's just work. Every record has a value. My partner, Frank Barber, he has a company where he owns over 40,000 songs. Most of the songs you do not know. Okay? Those songs make him a 7-figure income every year without getting out of bed. That's something that I've learned, that business. You have all these songs as an artist in your computer, just sitting there. There's a value to them, but if you have to get them out right, they got to be licensed properly. Coming this way is going to get done that way. Okay. And that's now that you own them, now there's a value on it. Okay. I tell every artist, you put a body of work together, I guarantee I could sell it for you. So
you gave him the outline. He put the songs together based on your outline. He did the bio. He did the imaging. The photo.
All the metadata.
All the stuff. Did you let him know the song needs to be mixed and mastered and everything else like that?
Well, it's all part of that audio. So once it's mixed and mastered, he gives it in. Okay. So what happens on my end is we upload everything into the system. Yeah. And then it generates a release date. And we'll pick a release date for them. It'll be typically a 4 to 8 week So if I did it today, it's a 4 to 8 week release date from that day. And,
Okay.
You know, it's a Friday release date. It's just like everything else.
Okay, so when his songs got released, how did those songs start to chart?
He bought services. So in my business, I have services. He bought a radio buy.
Okay. What is a radio buy for those that don't know?
A radio buy is we'll take your record and we send it out to so many stations. So I do non-traditional also. Again, you cannot do a traditional radio buy and don't have thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. If you're talking about pop music, hundreds of thousands of dollars to do a traditional radio buy. Okay. I've done it on both ends. It doesn't matter. You got to have that. There's no getting around it. That's why the music game is in such trouble. So I found alternative, non-traditional ways to get you eyeballs or ears. And that's all the artist should want or care about. And we found a route for him. I believe it was, again, quote me right now, I think it was $500 or $900. He from internet radio stations to the lesser FM radio station and some Sirius satellite radio stations. Some satellite, not Sirius, just satellite radio stations. And because of that, you get numbers that start aggregating as they keep spinning the record. I made him do some work. It's his business. So I gave him the blueprint. I said, when you do this buy, you're going to have to start calling these stations. He did. Started getting shows. Started getting phone-ins. All that does is grow his audience. Next thing you know, he entered into the Billboard Top 200. And that's a big deal.
It is.
For an independent artist, he was a big deal.
What number on the 200?
He peaks right now, I believe, at 163. Again, for $900, that's amazing. Yeah. I don't care.
I'm sure there's artists there that are spent.
Oh yeah,
hundreds of thousands.
Exactly.
That are below him
because they don't understand the math of what I'm saying, and because they want the glamour of being an artist. But that glamour has changed so much. Like that dream of you get signed to a big record label, you get a big record deal, you get this big, huge advance, you're on the biggest station, MTV, BET. You tell me, who do you see doing it? There's nothing going on, but they still think it exists. They don't realize how far radio has disappeared from the relevancy of or importance of selling a record. Mm-hmm. Where it used to be so important, there's so many other things you could do to offset that now.
Sure.
You know, not saying we don't want it. It's just you could do things to offset it that you don't have to have it. It doesn't need to be traditional. And then there's artists today, even, you know, that are never on the radio.
Tyler, the Creator.
Never
on the radio, and he's doing, I've heard he gets as much as $75,000 a show.
Yes. And again, the question is, what do you want as an artist? Does that matter? But he has a huge audience. Yeah. You know, even J. Cole, he gets his plays, but J. Cole's not a real radio record type of artist.
He's kind of becoming that.
Yeah, he gets it because he's on the Rock Nation and they give him some, they get a little leverage over there. That's fine. But you got other ones, even, what's the guy there? He's with Rihanna now. What's his name?
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. I'm sorry, Travis, man. I'm bad with names. But Travis Scott, he was never a radio guy, right? He just caught a big one with Antidote, but that's how long after his career has been going for so long. Like this, you know, even Wiz wasn't a radio guy, Wiz Khalifa, you know. There's a ton of them out there. You just got to take a look at them, you know, and understand their routes that they took that was non-traditional.
Oh, yeah.
Don't only run the tradition, and that's what I'm offering you, an alternative also in the music space.
Sure. I know Jaden a little bit. You know, we run into each other in Calabasas.
That's cute. He can date all the white girls.
He was wearing a dress last time.
Last
time I seen him. Yeah, he was wearing a dress last time I seen him.
Okay. Does he come down to Crenshaw with one on?
I don't think he goes to Crenshaw, period.
I don't think. He might slip down there, but he ain't got no goddamn skirt on when he comes down there. I bet you that.
Speak up for the black community on the main stage, because she don't got to do that. Beyonce's rich. Beyonce's not black or white. She's Beyonce. All right? She's not man or woman. She's Beyonce. She's reached that level like Oprah. Like Oprah's just an entity. That's what Beyonce is. So Beyonce don't have to speak up for us.